Hey YouTube, I'm Mr. Terry, a high school history teacher, and welcome back to another History Teacher Reacts video. Alright, today's video comes from one of my personal favorites and a growing channel favorite, and that is Drawn of History. Now, I've said this before, but if you do not know of the channel Drawn of History, it is the best channel that you're not watching. It's an animated history channel that also has a lot of humor to it, kind of like oversimplified, and it's just as good as those heavy hitter channels just like that. And the newest video that just came out is titled Leif Erikson and His Crazy Viking Family. Now, I had been a fan of this for a while, and Mr. Betts, who is a history teacher who runs his channel, also has his own separate channel. He asked if I'd like to participate in voicing a character. And I'd done this on an earlier video for his War of 1812 video, and I had a lot of fun with it. I didn't think I was very good, but he gave me another chance to come here, and I had a lot of fun doing the lines. So I'm excited to check out my character actually in motion and to see how it goes down. And I'll make sure to talk about it when it gets to that part, because I don't know when exactly it's going to be. So definitely join me along with this. All right, the original video link is down below. Make sure you support Drawn of History. You guys need a sub. You need to like the videos, give them views, and we got to get this channel up right now. It's at about 7,000 subs right now because it's new and still growing. So let's really get those numbers up. I really think you're going to like this. If you like much of the videos I react to, it's just along those lines. And hopefully that you've started here with me in this video, you're going to continue on. And I'm excited to learn more about the Viking history, and I think we should get started. Let's go.
Today's world is a pretty divided place, but at Drawn of History, we know that there's one undeniable truth. Toilet paper should be hung over, not under.
Yeah.
Show that you're not an
If you don't do that,
uncivilized
just
maniac
leave Earth,
and get
please.
your Right Side of History t-shirt. The first shirt from Drawn of History. Yes, this is real. It comes
I like
in
that.
white and dark mode, and it really helps the channel.
I like the dark
Link down
one.
in the
That's
description. Now on with the video.
Heck yeah. Iceland.
Fjordhild, this drinking horn ain't gonna refill itself. More meat.
Is that Eric?
Anyway, kids, where was I?
Why
The Red?
Grandpa came to Iceland.
Yeah, so Grandpa had to come to
Oh,
Iceland.
great little voice.
Because of some killings, and here we are. Who is it now? Fjordhild, the door!
It's Eyjolf the Foul.
By Odin's
Eyjolf.
beard, what is this Ras
I love the
Raga
names.
want? Kids, give Dad a minute. Eyjolf, what is it? Three of your
Eyjolf.
thralls caused a landslide that destroyed Valthiel's farm. Yeah, well, how do you know they were my thralls? Because they confessed it to me right before I cut off their heads. Kids, I'll be right back. Dad has just got to talk to Eyjolf.
I'm gonna be cool like Grandpa Thorvald and get banished for murder.
Keep
when
an eye
I
on the
grow
back
up.
there.
I don't get what's so cool about that.
And that's why I'm named Thorvald after Grandpa.
What adorable
Not named
voice.
after the wimpiest part of a tree, Leif.
That's not what Leif means. Freydís, can you back me up here?
I'm going
Oh, he
to
killed him in
kill
the back.
Not what
You hear the
Leif
ding?
means. Freydís, can you back me up here?
I'm going to kill you in your sleep and make a blanket from your skin.
Freda.
Okay, Freydís. Thorstein, what do you think? Thorstein, stop being the
Thorstein.
couple game pieces.
All right,
Chewing on the
family,
pieces.
pack your bags. We're
Where's the
being
kids?
banished for murder.
Hey, we're out. Thus begins the story, right? Spread of the Vikings to
Before you can talk about
other
Leif
places.
Erikson and the Norse expansion of North America, you have to talk about the Norse expansion everywhere else. During the Viking Age of the 8th to the 11th century, Norsemen expanded throughout Europe, raiding the British Isles, extorting land in France, becoming super soldiers in Constantinople, and kinda creating Russia.
not a lot of people I feel like know about the Viking siege of Constantinople, or sacking, I guess you should call it. They don't like take it over like permanently. They go down these rivers you can see in the background image in Eastern Europe, head down, and one of the very few on a short list of groups that have actually that have successfully taken the city of Constantinople, even for a time. They go out, sack it, plunder it, and one of the cool things I found as kind of evidence left behind is, I believe it's in the Hagia Sophia, the big famous church / mosque in Constantinople. There's like graffiti, I think, of some of the Vikings that were part of that, where it's like Thorvald was here, written at certain parts, and you can see it. It's really cool. Just interesting little piece of history tagging the place that you just sacked.
You name the place, the Norse were there. This includes Iceland.
Yeah.
Described in the Landnámabók, a Viking named Nadod was blown off course and landed there around AD 825.
What a nice
Nadod,
place.
we've searched for the source of these smoke plumes, and it's not from people.
Very
There's no
volcanic
people
there.
here. It's from the cajillion volcanoes on this island.
Yeah.
We should call this place Volcano Land. Yeah, but I
that'd
see
be
some
awesome.
flurries. We should call it Snowland. Snowland?
There's snow in
This
Norway,
snow is
too.
nothing compared to Norway.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the entire terrain is like a field of sulfuric buttholes. Yeah. Snowland sounds good. 40 years later came a Viking named Floki Vilgethersson who saw a
Floki.
fjord with drift ice in it and said, Snowland? We should call this Iceland. Am I the only one seeing these volcanoes? And within 100 years,
That would've been
over
way cooler.
50,000 Norsemen would call Iceland their home.
New
which
home.
brings us to Thorvald Asvaldsson. Around the year 960, Thorvald ran into some legal issues in Norway. Thorvald, did you get into a fight recently?
Banished for murder.
Håkon, I guess you could call it that. And did you do anything rash? Well, there might have been some killings, but you don't have to make a whole thing over it. Actually, yes, we do. That's what a
Lawsuits.
thing is.
You're out.
It's a Viking assembly to decide legal disputes.
A thing?
And we've had one, and you've been banished. So, get out. Exiled from his native Norway, Thorvald set sail for Iceland, accompanied by his son, Erik the Red.
Hey,
Gee, Dad,
famous
when
guy.
I grow up, do you think I could be banished for murder too?
Eric, I think you can be anything you want to be.
Dad, is there a reason we're going to Iceland and none of the other much more inhabitable
Serious.
regions we Norse
Like-
have spread to?
Like England?
Shut up, boy. Just shut up.
Chapter 2, Erik the Red. All right.
Now's a good time to address that historians don't know many specifics
Yeah.
about Erik the Red, his family, and this
Sources
part of
are
Norse history
shady.
because the Norse really didn't write it down. A lot of this chapter in Norse history mainly comes from the saga of the Greenlanders and the saga of Erik the Red, both of which were told orally for hundreds of years, were subject to much political and religious bias,
Right.
have been translated from their original archaic language,
Google Translate
and
to
should
be
in
specific.
no way be considered an undeniable literal account of what actually happened.
Yeah. I feel like that was pretty easy to come across when learning about Vikings, especially or about Erik the Red specifically. That right away it seems like there's a pretty good job by the community of history community at saying, hey, this stuff we just don't know. We can't verify a lot of it. A lot of it's probably very shadowed in legend and things like that. So it's hard to pick out the truth from the fiction. Does it necessarily mean the truth lies somewhere in the middle? I don't know. But nevertheless, that's what we deal with.
Oh, how did these get here?
Torah Bible
So
Quran.
Thorvald and his son, Erik the Red, settled in Hoykatallar, Iceland. Erik would marry Fjolhild and have 4 children.
Fjolhild.
Thorvald, Leif, Thorstein,
Leif?
and Freydís. After being
Freydís.
exiled
Freydís.
from Hoykatallar, Erik moved his clan to Exerny, but got himself into trouble again. So
Oh,
when
no.
you go into Berserker mode, it's important to try to kill multiple
Berserker mode.
people in one shot, because Odin will give you a combo kill bonus in Valhalla.
You guys should keep an eye on this character right here. He kind of looks like me.
Excuse
Is it
me,
time?
Eric. Hi. It's Torgus from down the fjord.
What now? Give me a second, kids. Thorgus, what do you want?
Yeah, I think when you retrieved your set stoker that you had me hold for you, you might have taken mine.
Nah, I'm pretty sure I got the right ones.
Are you sure? Because that one has my name and my face carved into it. Hey, is that my lawnmower?
You got the mole.
Hey, Leif, I bet you'd be a great berserker.
Okay, so yeah, that was me. That was the character I voiced, Torgust, and it was good this time. Rather than just getting the script, Mr. Betts did a good job at letting me know a little bit about like what kind of character to play, and he gave me a perfect analogy that could go off. He said, pretend that like he's like Ned Flanders from The Simpsons, kind of that type of character. And as a Simpsons lover, I'm like, oh, okay, I get that. I kind of see what it's gonna be like now. So, anyways, that's what kind of we were going for there. Let's go back. I want to see it again. You might have noticed recently, actually, it's probably been a month or two almost, that I changed my profile picture. And like in my comments, you'll see it to this character, because right when he made this, because he's been working on it for like months, he showed me, because he likes to make the characters kind of look like the voice actors if he has voice actors come in. It kind of looks like me. I think it's a good job. I think it's cool. If I was a Viking, I wish I looked this cool. So anyway, I've had that. That's where, if you've noticed, I changed it. That's where this is coming from. All right, let's get Thorgest here again.
When you go into berserker mode, it's important to try to kill multiple people in one shot, because Odin will give you a combo kill bonus in Valhalla.
Excuse me, Eric. Hi. It's Thorgest from down the fjord.
What now? Give me a second, kids. Thorgest, what do you want?
Yeah, I think when you retrieved your set stoker that you had me hold for you, you might have taken mine.
Nah, I'm pretty sure I got the right ones.
Are you sure? Because that one has my name and my face carved into it. Hey, is that my lawnmower?
Hey, Leif.
Okay, so I didn't know what he meant with the lawn, like when in the lines where it said a lawnmower. I'm like, you're gonna put a lawnmower in there, and then it makes sense. It's a goat because they basically did that.
I bet you'd be a great berserker.
No, they're gonna fight in the back.
Thorvald, grow up already. We're sick of you always being so mean. Right, Freydís?
No!
I have yet to hunt you for.
Being so mean. Right, Freydís?
No!
I have yet to hunt you for sport.
Thorgest!
Okay, Freydís. Thorstein, did you?
Out of here. This is crap.
You hear? Thorstein, take those off your head. You look ridiculous.
All right, family.
No horns
I got
on Viking
news.
helmets.
We're being banished for murder again.
Yay!
Having been back.
Please, give me the respect. Give Thorgest the respect. He gave his life for a noble cause. He just wanted his set stoker back. Eric clearly stole it. A good man perished.
Banished, Eric headed west to a land that was known to the Norse for almost 100 years, but never settled. For 3 years, he explored that land, and while he did find icy mountains, he also found green valleys, waters full of...
All jokes aside, that was super funny. And that was really good. And that was really fun to have those lines there. All right, let's keep going.
fish, and valuable trees due to the medieval warm period that had just started.
You know, Eric, I think we might be able to get some Icelanders to help us colonize this land when your exile's over.
Maybe, but it's so far away in the boonies. We need to give it a good name because men will desire much the more to go there if the land has a good name.
True.
Yes. But what name would appeal to what men desire most?
Come to Big Titty Girlfriend Land. Fine, Greenland. Come to Greenland. And in 985,
Imagine.
25 ships sailed
Imagine.
west. 14 actually made it, and Greenland began
Imagine
to be
if-
colonized.
if-
Never
if-
a large settlement, Greenland survived, and Eric, now in the power position of first settler, had nowhere left to be banished from. Kind of takes the fun out of everything, you know?
Leif.
As
Now, he's famous. Well, I'll let the video go. A lot of people know about him as, you know, being the first to get to North America, first European to get to North America, a place that already was inhabited by millions of people, but, you know.
the Viking settlement in Greenland grew, though never reaching a population of more than 3,000, Eric's children grew up as well. Around the year 1000,
Hey,
Leif had
leveled
traveled
up.
to Norway to see the land of his grandfather's banishment. While there, he ended up in the court of Norwegian King Olaf Tryggvason. Yeah, so Greenland's not bad. It's not great. It's like a warm fart on a cold day. Well, that's disgusting. Anyway, have you heard the good news? Good news?
They're Christians
We're
now.
all gonna be Christians now!
The Vikings converted.
Olaf says you'll love it. So
The Norwegian
Jesus is
ones.
the Son of God, and he did all these miracles like feeding 5,000 people with a few loaves of bread.
Home
and
is where
a
you're
little
banished
fish.
from.
We already got enough gods, Leif. We got Odin, and he's already got a son, Thor, who's not just some glorified caterer. He's the god of thunder. He's got a hammer that shoots lightning.
Yeah, he's
Well,
cool.
Jesus was a carpenter, so he probably had a hammer too. Probably just used
Not
it
the
to
same.
make chairs, though.
Does anyone have a Jesus chair?
Not that I know of. You know, it's kind of weird now that I think about it. Oh, Freydís, tell me you're not buying
New
into
actors.
this Christianity stuff. Freydís, I haven't seen you since I
Freydís.
returned. Whoa, Freydís, is that you?
Hey.
I bet if I slit your throat and turned you into a Pez dispenser, you'd recognize me.
Yep, that's you, Freydís. Anyway, Dad, do you know Bjarni Herjolfsson? Bjarni Herjolfsson was a Norwegian merchant that had earlier sailed
Bjarni. Wait.
Do you know Bjarni Herjulfsson? Bjarni.
Okay. He looks like Barney Gumble. Barney Gumble from The Simpsons, who was drunk all the time. He made him look like, that's awesome. Easter egg, sort of.
Herjulfsson was a Norwegian merchant that had earlier sailed to Greenland to winter with his father. He was blown off course, got turned upside down, and discovered land that did not match the description he had of Greenland. Bjarni, this land has fair winds, fresh water, and it's covered with trees. Can we make landfall here? No, we have plenty of good land at home in Greenland.
No, you don't. It's
So
worse.
I told Leif, whatever. If he wants to buy Bjarni's ship and sail west in search of some mysterious land, I don't care. Imagine leaving voluntarily instead of getting banished. What's this world coming to? He asked me to come, but there ain't no way I'll come. Oh, what was that for? There's not enough room in this bed for me and my newfound Christian faith, and you and your pagan gods.
Marital
Dad,
problems.
I'm so glad you decided to come
Religion
with us
problems.
now. Yeah, well, I guess you could say I've been banished one last time. Ooh, speaking of, did I tell you the time that Jesus banished the moneylenders from the temple? He started flipping tables, and he was all like, "Do not make my father's house a house of trade." Are you gonna be talking about Jesus this whole trip? Well, probably. It's kind of my thing now.
I don't know if Eric's going to convert,
Anyway,
though.
Jesus was trashing the place, going, "My house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves." Oh, Dad, are you okay? Oh, my leg.
I got to get out of this.
Oh, it's totally got a patrol burns. I am well stricken. Oh, Leif, I guess I can't go on this expedition with you. Well, I can call it off and stay with you. We can pray until it heals. No, I mean, no, it's okay. I'll be okay. You just go. Yeah, and I'll stay here and wait for the sweet mercy of death. You sure?
that.
Positive. So around the year 1000, Leif and his crew of 35 sailed west. After a few days, it appeared on the horizon. The land that Bjarni had spoke of. Leif disembarked and set foot in the new world.
Why are we talking about Bjarni then?
Should have sent a poet to
Contact.
describe how
Great
useless
movie.
this land is. I shall call it Hella Land because it's hella boring. Back in the boat, everybody.
far north.
And by stepping foot.
They're too far north. I don't know if they're expecting like an England here, but I mean, their latitude's still high. This is, way up there, northern Canada, basically. You're going to have to go further south to have a little bit easier of a climate to deal with.
On what is almost definitely Baffin Island, Canada today, Leif became the first European to arrive in North America. They continued exploring, finding another land with white sands and heavy woods, which Leif called Markland, which means woodland. Very creative.
Tree land.
Leif and company would then sail around what is now Newfoundland. They
Okay,
would settle
getting
at
better.
Leif's Boda, or Leif's dwelling, for the winter, and before leaving, make another discovery. See, one day Tyker, a German thrall on the expedition, was late arriving back at the settlement. When they did find him,
I know
he was
thrall was a
drunk
Viking
as a
slave, that's
skunk
cool.
and proclaimed, "I found vines und grapes."
There's no grapes.
Those aren't grapes. They look like berries.
There's no grapes there.
I think they're squash berries.
Maybe cranberries. I don't care if they're dingleberries. We could still make prison hooch wine out of them. Wait a minute. If you just found the berries, then why are you so drunk? I don't know. Why are you so sexy? Whatever. We should call this land Vinland. And that was about it for this fabled expedition.
Should've
Spring
stuck with it,
came,
huh?
Leif loaded up his men, some wood, and a ton
Vinland
of grapes and
or
headed
Canada?
home. He even found a group
Vinland.
of shipwrecked Norsemen on the return trip and rescued them, earning him the
Hey,
name
lucky
Leif
folk.
the Lucky. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
now I got 50 men
Lucky
packed
folks.
into a tiny ship. I'm the luckiest man in the world.
All right, 4. Thorvald Erikson.
According to the saga of the Greenlanders, tragedy struck the winter after Leif's return to Greenland. Erik the Red died. And being pagan until the end, was most likely buried next to the newly built church grounds. Though even this, he probably wasn't very happy about. One might expect
down with the
Thorvald
Christianity.
as the eldest son to take his father's place, but Thorvald, perhaps jealous of Leif's explorative success, had other plans.
So I want to go to Vinland. You basically spent a winter there and ran home.
Well, I guess my stay was brief.
I mean, you didn't even murder anyone.
He's got such a good voice
I
for
want
this.
to meet interesting and stimulating people of an ancient culture and kill them.
We actually didn't find anyone to kill, but sure, do you want to use my boat?
Shut up. Of course I'm taking your boat. So I guess that'll leave you in charge.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right. I need a favor then. I need you to banish me.
What?
Come on.
Yeah, it's
Grandpa
cooler.
got banished. Dad got banished. I want to be banished too.
Thorvald, you're my brother, and you haven't done
Go
anything
kill somebody,
wrong.
I guess.
I'm not banishing you.
Well, Christianity is wrong. See, I've blasphemed.
Footprints.
Banish me!
Well, Jesus has taught me to turn the other cheek.
Oh yeah? I hang toilet paper under instead of over. Banish me.
Get him out of
Don't,
here.
because
Get him
America
out of
hasn't been
here.
invented yet. Just go to Vinland with my blessing. Ah, Thorvald,
Ew,
stop! Get
Viking.
out of here!
What,
That
Willie?
counts as banishment. That counts. Ha ha!
So
more
Thorvald and his
gross.
crew of 30 men were off to
Yeah.
Vinland. They wintered at Leif's Buder and explored during the spring, which is when they found something that had eluded Leif during his journey.
People.
Other people. Thorvald greeted them the only way he knew how.
Jeez, those guys are so
Yep.
loud. We should call them Skrellings, because all they do is scream.
I know.
Oh, gosh.
What's up with that?
All right, score another win for
Bad
the
choice.
Vikings. Do you hear something?
Yeah. Yep. Doesn't end well.
Run away! Run away!
Yep,
Run away!
peace.
We barely got out of there with our lives. Wait, does that count as a banishment?
I guess it does.
Hell yeah! Eat that, Leif!
Odin's nipples!
What? Was I hit?
Uh-huh.
I don't think he's gonna make it.
As opposed to good?
Okay, just pull him out. Oh, wait, no, no, keep it in. No, oh, no, pull it out, Slow. Ah, no, quick. Ah. Okay, that's better.
He would be the first European buried on the American continent, and thus ends the story of Thorvald.
Is that an achievement? I don't know. Thorstein Erikson. All right, going through all the kids, huh?
Then there's the story of Thorstein Erikson. He, too, decided
too
to go
big
to
of a
Vinland, but immediately got lost. Washed up in another part of Greenland, died of a mysterious
Didn't even
illness,
make it out of Greenland.
came back as a zombie creature named a Draugr,
Draugr.
told his wife Gudrid to rebound with an
Skyrim.
Icelander, and died again. And
Oh,
thus ends the tale of Thorstein
You
Erikson.
want to learn more about him. But he's dead. All right, Freydís. Let's see her in
Then there's
action.
Freydís,
All right.
Erik's daughter. Depending on which saga you read, Freydís is either a psychopathic balls-out villain or a psychopathic balls-out hero. Either way, Freydís rules.
either way,
In the
she's a
saga of the
psychopath.
Greenlanders, two Norwegian brothers, Helgi and Finnbogi, came to Greenland and
Oh,
Freydís
gosh.
struck a deal with them to launch an expedition to Vinland. They agreed to bring equal crews of 30 men in their
She's gonna
ships,
put 'em in
but
their
Freydís
place,
tried to
huh?
sneak extra men aboard. Freydís, I can't help but notice you have a couple extra men.
Grab each other's f***ing hands. Conjoined twins. They count as one. Quit bitching and get in your boats.
The brothers were the first of the ships to reach the Norse settlement now known as Lonsau Meadows and took up residence in Leif's old house until... Freydís, you've arrived!
Get out of my house.
We just figured since we got here first, we should have first pick.
Freydís
And I
doesn't
just
work
figured
that way.
that if you don't get out of my f***ing house, I'll shove my fist up your ass, then shove you up his ass, and make a Norwegian turducken.
Needless to say, there was
Dude, she's
tension
good.
between
Good
the two
actress.
groups, and it only got worse over the winter. One morning, Freydís awoke her husband.
Wake up, you slapper, and go kill those weirdo brothers and their crew.
Why, my love? What have they done?
Vikings!
Does it matter? Whatever. Let's say they hit me.
The loot.
Vikings, Minnesota Vikings jammies. That's my football team. I want those. Cool.
The Fist twins? They couldn't hit water if they fell out of a longship.
Listen, either the settlement gets massacred today, or you do.
Dude, your wife's pretty intense. Joke's on her. I'm into that. That's it, my love.
Oh, they killed the guys.
All the men are
twins.
dead.
When did I say kill only the men?
My love, we couldn't possibly. Which is when Freydís pulled a Thanos and said,
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Oh my
now, the
gosh.
saga of Erik the Red
Shouldn't
tells
she
a
get
different
banished?
story. Thorfinn
No, she makes the
an
rules.
Icelandic merchant, came to Greenland, got in good with the not yet dead Erik the Red, and even married Thorstein's wife, fulfilling his zombie prophecy. He also launched another expedition to Vinland, in which Freydís joined in. They got along well with the Skrellings, forging a trade relationship between the two groups. Then, whether because the natives saw a bull for the first time, or because these lactose-intolerant people drank milk for the first time,
Yep,
the
they wouldn't be used to
Skrellings
that.
lost their minds. The Norse were soon surrounded, and all seemed lost until a very pregnant Freydís emerged.
Oh,
You the slingers call yourselves
got the mama
Vikings?
strength.
Get out of my f***ing way.
Freydís then grabbed a sword, whipped out a tit, slapped it with her weapon, and scared the ever-living crap out of the Skrellings.
All right, motherfuckers, who's ready to die today?
Freydís.
So, as you can see, Capitano
The
Colombo,
explorers.
I was the
Columbus.
first European to discover America.
All right. Do we even need to state? Doesn't everyone knows, right? Columbus was not the first European or person really from the Eastern Hemisphere at all to was not the first to go to the Americas. You know, of course, there's already millions of people there, but yeah, the Vikings did. We all know that, right? Do we even have to talk about it? I mean, it's like 400 or 500 years after.
Maron, you don't count. Your people didn't even colonize it. True.
True.
It was hard
Yep.
enough even colonizing
Well, they
Greenland
failed
for the
at
couple
it.
of hundred years that we did. Still, I think I should get the credit. Like Nifam, you should. I, Snebjorn Galti Holmsteinsen, first arrived in Greenland in AD 978. And as this tectonic map shows, Greenland is clearly part of North America. Didn't you and all your settlers kill each
guess.
other? I don't
Yeah.
see how that's relevant. First, Ravenfloki. I was first. I founded Reykjavik, which is clearly on the North American side of Iceland. So
in
I'm
Iceland.
the first European in North America. Is that
All right.
so, Raven?
His claim
Gentlemen,
sucks.
I am the first. Greenland and Iceland are clearly part
Leif.
of Europe, both politically and culturally, so
True.
I am clearly the most important explorer here. Excuse
Except
me?
the
Who
people
are
already
you?
live there.
Me? I'm a member of the late Dorset people. Us Paleo-Eskimos, we've been living in and out of Greenland for like 4,000 years. If Greenland is Europe, my specific people have been traveling and living there for like 500 years before
True.
you and your family even got there. By your own logic and definition, it's the indigenous North Americans that discovered Europe first and not the other way around. So, maybe
Well,
I'm the most important
yeah.
explorer here.
Kinda.
Well, my friend, congratulations.
Let's talk about him.
You've
Or talk about
officially
him.
been
Them.
discovered! Ugh, white people.
What? White
Jack
people.
Rackham, what you doing here? Did you
Hey,
get that
shouted
from
me
your
out.
channel or something?
Dude, Jack
no,
Rackham's
Eric,
good.
remember this video is part of a
was good.
collab. Drawn of History is doing
Tamara
this video
knows
on
it.
you and
She
your
was
family,
awesome.
and I'm doing one on Hakon the Fourth. People can check it out over here.
Yeah, and when they're done, they can check out another Drawn a History video over here. Or maybe they can support Drawn a History by becoming a Patreon patron like these guys
Do
here.
it.
These folks are the kind that you can found a colony in the middle of nowhere with.
So, Eric, you think you can introduce me to Freydís?
Freydís.
Jack, no, my boy. She'd break you in half.
One. All right. Drawn of History just keeps getting better. Mr. Betts getting more talented. Again, the animations, the writing, the stories are awesome. The acting, it's so good. I'm so happy to have just to be a little bit of a little part of that, just voicing a few lines. That was a lot of fun. I hope I can keep doing that. I hope I can keep getting better at it. It really is a lot of fun to do that. And it's cool to be part of a collaboration with other educators and other YouTubers out there. So hopefully you guys support everyone involved in this, and it looks like he cites everybody that's getting involved in these projects. And again, support Drawn of History. As you can see, it's so good. And some of the other stuff, again, is so funny and so informative. Like, I learned a ton there. I knew a bit about this stuff, but I learned a lot more than I think I thought I would, and that was awesome. That was awesome to see that whole lineage and the different attempts and the different encounters that kind of happened kind of before and after this discovery of what's going to be called Vinland. But again, the video link is down below. Make sure you click that, sub to Drawn of History. We got to get that channel up and more popular because it's just as good as the heavy hitters. It just, in the early years of a channel, it takes a little bit of help, a little bit of luck, a little bit of help to get your videos promoted. And the best way to do that is to go like them and to sub to them and then share it with other people that you think would like that. All right. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye.